1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 11. All these things happen unto them for examples that are written for our admonition.
Let's start at 10.
1 Corinthians 10 and 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea. And all did eat of the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink.
Yeah, that's right. One main thing is referencing to is the Old Testament. All right, going back in time, Genesis, Exodus. All right, go ahead.
For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Yahweh Shai. But with many of them, the Most High was not well pleased.
Yep, that shows that what? For one, Christ was with them in the wilderness. All right, spiritually, he was that pillar of fire by night. All right, and that cloud by day. All right, and that shows also that the Lord didn't deal with all the Israelites, even though he saved them out of Egypt. When they started going off, he wasn't dealing with all of them. All right, and the key component is that it's written in the New Testament. All right, what you about to say?
Which is kind of the same thing what's going on today.
Yep. We're gonna get to that.
For they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted.
Now read that again, because while you want to sit here and say the Old Testament is done away with, all right, it's telling you in Corinthians that this is an example, that we should not live after these ways. All right, go ahead.
It says, now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted.
To the intent that we should not lust after evil things as they have done. So basically, these things that were written so we wouldn't pick up on it and catch on to it, man. So you can't sit here and say that the Old Testament is done away with, because it's not. It's there for a reason. It's there so you can learn from it. When you read the stories, you're supposed to learn from these stories. All right, there's plenty of things that happened in the scriptures that wasn't written. The reason why it wasn't written in the scriptures because it wasn't a pivotal point or something to learn from, or probably just a repetitious act. You know what I'm saying? Like how many people Christ saved? All the events weren't noted in there, because he probably healed many people that were crippled. You know what I'm saying? Thousands. It's not going to have every account in there. It's just a point of just one account of certain areas that is necessary. All right, but going back to the point is that the Old Testament, we're supposed to learn from that. All right? You got something?
That Roman.
Verse 7. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them.
Neither be ye idolaters. All right? And our people are big upon that, and mainly the Latin tribes. All right? The Latin tribes like to have these crosses, Jesus. You can tell, you know, when you see them driving in cars, they got the Santa Maria sticker. All kind of things, man. All right? Go ahead.
The people sat down to eat and drink and rose up early to play.
That's right. So you sit down, what is that saying? It's basically like you'll sit down here and read, and you'll go and do this wickedness in the world, man. All right? It's been done back in the time. You sit here and pray for salvation. As soon as you get it, you're going to be wicked again. You know what I'm saying? And that's supposed to be for our learning. All right? Go ahead.
Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000. Neither let us tempt Yahweh Shai, as some of them also tempted.
Yeah. So don't sit and say you believe in God, then turn around and do some things that are against the Most High, and think you're justified for it. All right, go ahead.
says, neither let us tempt Yahweh Shai, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed of serpents. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen unto them for example, in sample.
Yeah, all these things in the Old Testament are for examples in these times. All right? At the end of the day, the Old Testament is still relevant. And guess what the main part that's relevant? The laws, statutes, and commandments that our people out here breaking constantly and try to make it as though the Lord said you can do that. All right? You know, just different, there's multiple examples, you know, that the Lord doesn't deal with everybody. All right? That it's like you say, the Lord changed not. What else? You got that he didn't deal with 2/3. He put, when Moses was in the wilderness, then he said that they went off. What happened to them? They got put to death in a war. All right? So why are you saying in these times that we're going to be dealing, we need to come together? That's not according to the scriptures. All right? And the example is in the Old Testament. All right? Amongst much other examples.
Just like the brother, the story the brother just brought out about Saul, you know, when he took them oxen and tried to sacrifice to the Lord. The Lord said in the New Testament, to him that hath, even that he has should be taken away. And the Lord took that spot, rulership over Israel from him. Just you know, piggyback on what the brother was saying.
Yeah, what a relevance to that is that if you don't do what the Lord says, then you're going to get punished. I don't care how fabulous it looks. You know what I'm saying? The Lord said, go buy you know, a Huffy bike, and you go out and see a mongoose for a cheaper price, and it's a better bike. You come back at mongoose, is like, you know, I bought this one because it's better. Then the Most High is going to, you know, do something to you. You know what I'm saying? But hey, something like this might happen. He might tell you go buy a Huffy bike, and you see the Huffy, and you thought it was a higher price. You buy it for that price, you know. Only if the Lord tell you buy it for a specific price. You know what I'm saying? If the Lord don't tell you nothing about price, you thought it cost more than what it was. You know, just to give it clarity. All right, buy for any price, go buy a Huffy bike. You see the Huffy bike, it's cheaper than what you thought, and then you go buy a mongoose too. There ain't nothing wrong with that. All right. It's like with Saul. If Saul would have killed all the Amalekites, all right, and did all that and did everything that the Lord told him to do, and then on the way back he would have, you know, ran into some cattle that he seen and bought the cattle, or did whatever he had to do to get it in a righteous manner, then nothing would have been wrong with that. All right, nothing would have been wrong with that. He would have been on his way back. Another people tried to attack him, and he whooped their ass, and then take their cattle on their king, and there's been nothing wrong with that. All right? At the end of the day, you have to do what the Lord tells you to do. Everything else, you know, you're fine. You know what I'm saying? That's the example we have to live in today. The Lord tells us to do things. It's cool. You know, he tells us to come out here and do the work. You know, speaking to the wind, prophesy, make the ears heavy, make the ears fat. All right, now when we go home, you know, hey, you want to get your woman, that's cool. All right? You want to do these other things, that's cool. You know, as long as you're doing everything that the Most High tells you to do. All right? And you're walking on thin ice because he tells us to do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And we have liberty, but he is strict. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no loophole. All right, go ahead.
Verse 11. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, that they are written for our admonition.
They're written for admonition, a warning. So basically, if you do these things, this is the outcome. All right? So why you don't think America's going to be destroyed? Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. If these things were written for admonition, a warning, all right, then surely Sodom and Gomorrah, them being homosexuals and being destroyed for it, that's a warning. That's your warning. All right, that's your admonition right there. So you can't say, Lord, I didn't know. All right, go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 2, verse 6. And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemned them with an overthrow. making them an example for those that after should live ungodly.
Yeah, that's talking about what Sodom and Gomorrah is known for, being homosexual. So it's telling you, you'll be destroyed for that. But what they do in this society, this day and age, mainly in America, they pass laws for it. All right, they fight for equal rights. All right, everybody don't deserve equal rights. All right, Americans know that, because if that was the case, people wouldn't go to jail. All right, because a person or people won't go to jail because you, it's, at the end of the day, it's what you believe is right and wrong as Americans. You know what I'm saying? Because if everybody deserved a fair shot, when somebody gets out of jail, they would get that fair shot again. Just like you think you should get with the Lord. When somebody gets out of jail, they can barely find a damn job. Actually, they are a felon. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, hey, you try to come into the camp. We ask you, hey, you been a homosexual? You a homosexual? Oh no, we don't have no openness for you. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all do. So why it can't be, just balance? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, the you Americans, Edomites, so-called white people, are wicked. You're not gonna make it. Period. Moves like that shows. But we're talking to you 2/3 you Negro, Latino, Native Americans that's following these niggas and blind to the fact of what the scripture says. And then and the people you're following are hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? They sit here and say that everybody deserves a fair shot. Alright? But then they turn around and condemn somebody for life behind some shit. You know what I'm saying? And we'll sit here and tell you that judgment is gonna go about, man. Everybody that gets what they get deserves it. Alright? But you get mad at us because we put it plain to you. Alright, that's what it is. It's plain. Alright, go ahead.
1 Corinthians 10 and 11. Now all these things happen unto them for examples. They are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore, let him that thinketh he standeth, take heed lest he fall. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Yep.
But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. But with the temptation, also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Yeah. So we all have demons we have to fight, right? But these demons that we fight are not no new demons. These are something that's common to you. All right, something that's probably been embedded in you, something that you accepted. You know what I'm saying? Something that you've been around and you accepted. At the end of the day, it's a demon that you that's infiltrated your system. For example, like smoking, right? A person that hasn't smoked is not going to be tempted to not smoke. All right. So basically, the Lord, if you come in His truth, all right, you're in His truth, you're reading the Bible, you're doing and keeping the commandments, what's going to happen? That smoking demon's going to come around, all right? You say, man, take this hit, all right? Smoke, hit it one time, nobody's around, all right? Then a brother will call, you know what I'm saying? It'll be something to the point that the Lord gives you a way out. It might be nobody around, you know what I'm saying? Might be the fact that you got to walk to the store and get it, you know what I'm saying? It could be anything, but the Lord always provide an outlet. It ain't gonna be to the point that I had to do this. You know what I'm saying? I had to do this. All right. The Lord gives you an option, and with your spirit is gonna choose what it's gonna do. You know what I'm saying? It might be to learn and get refreshed. All right, to open your eyes to what you need not do. I remember they was saying a story about eating like shrimp and lobster. You know what I'm saying? Eating seafood, right? The illegal kind. And one of the brothers snuck and ate it, and their stomach, when they went to throwing up. And what that do? That increases your awareness toward the punishment of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? That's just an example.
Verse 14. Wherefore, my dearly beloved, flee from idolatry.
Yeah, read that again. Yeah, 1 Peter 1:6. Well, you can read that.
1 Corinthians 10 and 13. There have no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man.
Yeah, things that you've been doing before, things that everybody do, like homosexuality, that shouldn't tempt no man, But if you notice, kids are being homosexuals younger and younger. Why? Because it's more common. All right, it's around you everywhere you go. All right, go ahead.
But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able.
Yeah, but the Most High is faithful that you're not tempted above that you're able. So He gonna put you in a city where it's a bona fide law, or as soon as you come out the womb, they turn you into a homosexual. You know what I'm saying? You just get raped. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I ain't gonna say it.
Right, they got a term called heteronormacy, where basically homosexuals are offended by the normacy of heterosexuals. Right, so anything that's normal, like a man and a woman getting together, they're offended by that because they say they shouldn't be normal. And that is the normal thing. How you think you was brought here? A man and a man didn't get together and conceive you. So you want to get 26?
Yeah, not yet, bro.
It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it.
Yep, that we may able to bear it. So right now, like people say, when the last days are fully manifest with the mark of the beast, how would I not be able to get the chip? How would basically will you have the power to? I mean, the Most High is going to provide a way out. All right, you want to survive, but you're willing to do whatever to serve the Lord. He's always going to provide a way out. All right, but there are some that who have to fall to the judgment of getting their head chopped off. But the Lord ain't gonna let you get the chip unless you deserve it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he show mercy on whom he shall show mercy. All right. So he definitely ain't gonna get no 2/3, no mercy and grace. He ain't gonna escape the chip. He ain't gonna escape judgment. But there will be some of the righteous that will fall into that judgment. You know what I'm saying? As far as getting beheaded. Now, if you get that chip, then you wasn't the righteous. You just thought you was all the way up to that point. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. Go ahead. Let's into that.
Second Peter's 2 and 6. And
First Peter's 1 and 6.
First Peter chapter 1 verse 6, wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptations.
Yeah, we always gonna go through temptations. All right, that's been written in the past to these times, and these temptations are common to man. All right, they're common to man. There's some everyday stuff that happens. All right, so these temptations that are common to man, and these times is what? The main thing is homosexuality. That's common to man. Eating pork. That's common to man. All right, idolatry. Walking around being a Christian with a cross. That's common to man. All right, not serving, doing what you want to do. That's common to man. All right. And that Romans real quick.
Romans chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
The things were written aforetime were written
Seriously,
for our learning.
So we're up to like 4
Read that again.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime.
What's aforetime? Old Testament, in the past, history. All right, that's what you think America get its system from. All right, from history. The whole system of democracy, and being a democracy being a Democrat and a Republican. The Senate. all right? The branches of government, military, how they form their military, all right? You know, all these methods come. You know, even the they use, not only do they use ancient Edomite or white, so-called white man things, they use other countries. All right, they use war tactics, some war tactics from fucking Hamites, mainly Shaka Zulu. You know what I'm saying? They use this war tactics to, you know, do that horn shit to leave an opening and make them fear. You know what I'm saying? To give them escape so they can run or whatever, how they do this shit. You know what I'm saying? But and bread and circuses. All right, to this day, bread and circuses is still used. All right, and that should, and when you read that and you read the scriptures and you learn that they use bread and circuses, that should raise your awareness that when something like that is going down or a holiday is coming to pass, that you should do what? You should be trying to, you know, while a big time UFC fight on or a big time boxing match is on, ain't nothing wrong watching it, but hey, when that shit goes off, hey, go and try to look on the news and see what happened that day, man. We'll see what went down, because the scriptures say, you know, everything written for a time, written for our learning. So you gotta grab every aspect of this truth, man. You gotta you gotta dig into everything. The truth relates to everything. All right, you can't be biased towards something because you don't like the so-called white man. You don't believe, you know, you should listen to him at work because he's your manager. Get your ass fired like that. Or you in class, you think because he's an Edomite, he don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, he know what he's talking about to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? That's just the reality of a situation. You know? Can't go, just like you go, I always get references like you go to a gym. A lot of Edomites have it like that to the point they're in a gym. You know what I'm saying? Who you think gonna be teaching you? You don't know shit, you go up in there to learn. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna learn something from a damn Edomite. You know, if you go to boxing, of course, Jake and Issachar up in there, but you go into these MMA, you're gonna learn something from an Edomite. You can't be like, oh, you're damn Edomite, you can't teach me shit. You ain't gonna never learn nothing. Hey, guess what? Be wise, serpent, harmless as a dove. Learn what they gonna learn and use it to fuck their ass up. You know what I'm saying? You go to school, or whatever, what school you learned in, hey, they giving you these books. Read them books. You know what I'm saying? And filter that shit, man. And then use it against them. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the Quran. You know, we read, I dabble into it to do what? To use it against them. They say, oh, the Quran don't know shit. The Quran ain't shit. But that Quran got some shit in there that I could use against Muslims. You know what I'm saying? You have to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove in all aspects of life. You can't be all biased towards something that you particularly don't like in the truth. All right? Go ahead.
It say in the scriptures, be ignorant of no thing.
Yeah, no small thing, right?
Yeah, no small thing.
Okay, I mean that's pretty much all I wanted. I just wanted to go over the fact. No, give me Ecclesiastes. I just wanted to go over the fact that the Lord basically required, you know, 3 and 14.
Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 14. I know that whatsoever the Most High doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken from it. The Most High doeth it, that men should fear before him.
So the Most High sit here and says these things, and now you got something change your heart or change your mind. Now that you're in a new age, saying that the Bible, we're in a new age. The Bible's written thousands of years ago. So what? You know what I'm saying? The amendment was written thousands of years ago. All right. The national anthem was written thousands of years ago. All right. The same books that you learned in were written thousands of years ago. It's just the Bible is real old. You know what it is? You guys, you want to do what it says? Temptation common to man. All right. If you got a problem with homosexuality, about it being legal and the Bible says it's illegal, then you deep in the inside, you're a homosexual. All right? If you got a problem with the fact you can't smoke and regardless if you're Israelite or not, you're not supposed to be smoking. All right? Then you got a problem. You just got a problem with that scripture. You can't say, oh, this is a New Testament, Old Testament thing. No, you just want to do it. All right? What else? You got a problem with eating pork. New Testament, Old Testament. No, you just got a problem with it. You want to do it. And what people going to do, they're going to make an excuse to do it. That separates the men from the boys. All right? With the Bible. All right? If you're a man of the Lord, you're going to serve the Lord regardless of what he says. All right? There's things in the world like we used to do that when the Lord cut us and told us we couldn't do it, we just stopped. You know what I'm saying? That separates the men from the boys. That's who the Lord is dealing with and who the Lord is going to save. He's not going to save nobody that does what they want. You know what I'm saying? Got more of that?
That which hath been is now, that which is to be have already been.
Yup, that which has been is now. Everything that has been is now. People still wear clothes. Alright? It just wasn't Louis Vuitton back in the day, but they had some kind of expensive garment back in the day. Alright? People still ate pork, they still ate something illegal, they still being homosexual. They still was doing something back in the day that ain't nothing new. It's like bell bombs ain't new. You might think they new, but they ain't new. Alright? Fuji, that ain't new. Alright? The type of garments, we're gonna keep going. Drag it out,
It says, and the Most High required that which is past.
Most High required that which is past. What is the main ancient thing that you said that you don't have to follow more? The Bible. All right, it's still relevant to these times. How to be ethical, how to treat people right is based off the scriptures. Because how the so-called white man is teaching you how to treat people, eventually it has a fault. It has a fault in the system. It's not cool. Like you say, let everybody be themselves. What if a person's a murderer? You gonna let him be himself? All right. What if he's a pedophile? You gonna let him be himself? You don't let everybody be themselves. You gotta have rules and regulations you follow in this world. All right. And that's why the Bible is here. It's 1,000 years old because it's not millions, but 100,000 years old because it's relevant. All right. It still hits. It's still the most major selling book, has top sales, all right? Because why it's still relevant, all right? Sister Soldier ain't relevant. It may have this little point in time where everybody reads it, but the Bible, since it was published to this time, is still relevant. But now in these times, what people are trying to do, come up with their own God and their own method to get the God. Where you learn about the whole concept of God from. And then gonna try to change his word around because you don't like what he say. Y'all got some problems, man. Go ahead. They got more of that. You tried that slot. That's it. Ecclesiastes 6 and 10.
Chapter 6, verse 10. That which hath been is named already, and it is known that it is man.
Yep, that thing which have been, that is now, at the end of the day, is talking about us. Because we're the ones that really, we have dominion over the earth. All right? And at the end of the day, it's Israelites that have dominion, but we're talking about as far as creatures upon the face of the earth. Man is the one that has dominion. All right? So basically, that which have been is now, and that which is that being is already being. That's talking about man at the end of the day. All right, go ahead.
Neither may he contend with them that is mightier than he.
All right, then who is mightier than he? Who is that? The Most High. All right, you heard the old saying that your arms are too short to box with the Most High. That is true. All right, you're not supposed to contend. You can't contend with somebody mightier than you. You can try to write, just like we said. You can try to write. You can have a doctrine about how to serve people outside of the scriptures. That's what they're doing now. We gotta love everybody. We gotta live in peace and harmony. We gotta come together. But the Bible tells you that doesn't work. All right, because there's some wicked people out here. There's righteous people out here. And the two can't come together. They will never come together. All right? The two will never come together. That's just how it works. Go ahead.
opposite to you, and then they go like this. And I'm like,
Now it does.
Isaiah chapter 46, verse 8. Remember this and show yourselves men.
Remember what? All right.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Joey? She kept walking.
Get hard when they get all deep and shit. Like your son and the same shit.